In the early 1600s, wooden ships carried more than just cargo. They carried ambition, greed, and dreams of empire. And among them, one company would rise to dominate the seas. A corporation so powerful, it could wage war, sign treaties, and rule entire nations. This is the story of the Dutch East India Company, the VOC. The world's first global megacorporation, the Dutch East India Company, the corporation that ruled the seas. It's the year 1602. The Dutch Republic, a small group of provinces fighting for independence from Spain, is bursting with new energy. Merchants, shipbuilders, and explorers see opportunity across the seas. In the East Indies, the source of the world's most valuable goods, spices. Spices weren't just for flavor. They were luxury, medicine, even symbols of wealth and power. But getting them meant braving long, dangerous voyages around Africa and fighting off Portuguese and Spanish ships to control this trade. The Dutch States General approved a radical idea: unite rival trading companies into one, a single, state-backed corporation. They called it the Verenigde Oost-Indische Company, or VOC. And with that signature, the VOC was born. The VOC wasn't just another merchant guild. It was something entirely new, a corporation with unprecedented powers. It could build forts, maintain armies, mint its own coins, and even declare war in the name of the Dutch Republic. It sold shares to investors, making it the first publicly traded company in history. Ordinary citizens could now buy a piece of global trade. The world's first stock market was born, and the VOC used that money to build one of the most advanced fleets the world had ever seen. Hundreds of ships connecting Europe to Asia. From its Asian headquarters in Batavia, today's Jakarta, the VOC established a vast network of trading posts stretching from Ceylon to Japan. It monopolized the trade of cloves, nutmeg, and pepper, and enforced that monopoly ruthlessly.
This region is critical. We must secure it immediately.
Local rulers were coerced, alliances were bought and broken, and rebellions were crushed. In 1621, the Banda Islands, the only source of nutmeg, refused to bow to VOC control. The company responded with brutal force, massacring or enslaving thousands. Their lands became VOC property, worked by enslaved and indentured laborers. Behind the polished ledgers of Amsterdam lay the violence of empire. At its peak in the 17th century, the VOC employed over 30,000 people, operated nearly 200 ships, and controlled trade routes from Africa to Japan. It was the richest company the world had ever seen, worth, by modern standards, trillions of dollars. But with power came corruption. Governors in Asia lived like kings. Both against Asian kingdoms and rival Europeans, drained the company's coffers. By the 18th century, the VOC was a shadow of its former self. Competition from the British East India Company, rising debts, and internal decay rotted it from within. In 1799, nearly 200 years after its founding, the Dutch government dissolved the company. Its possessions, islands, forts, fleets, were taken over by the state. The Dutch colonial empire would live on, but the age of the VOC was over. The Dutch East India Company changed the world. It pioneered the stock market, multinational corporations, and global capitalism, innovations that still shape our lives today. But it also left behind a darker legacy of exploitation, slavery, and colonial violence. The VOC proved that a company could rule the seas. But it also showed the dangers of profit without conscience. For 100 years later, its ships are gone, but its echoes remain in every corporation that spans the globe. The Dutch East India Company VOC, 1602 to 1799, the world's first corporate empire.